Hey man, oh yeah.
G'day, guys.
Hey Paul.
Hi, Dave.
Oh, how are you? How did you guys get on yesterday? Oh, there we are. That'll help. Hey guys, how you doing?
All right, and you?
Yeah, good man. Really good. Thank you.
Oh, you catch a cold, log?
Nah. Oh, a bit of it. Not today, but yesterday I did. So, and 5 man, 227.13.
Yeah, I caught some of that pullback. I was
This one
hoping
just
it would
now.
break that. Yeah, I was hoping it would break that support. They closed some of it and let it pull back a little bit. But I'm looking to target it for me.
Yeah, it makes
Just
sense.
that clean.
Yeah. Leaving that low, leaving this current low
Mm.
straight down. If it leaves that current low. Oh, where's my coffee? Okay, bloody hell. Yesterday, man, what a day! What a day! So I was pretty busy, so I didn't get to. I got little. I got the cells in German. Where was it? I couldn't really do a whole lot yesterday, but got this. I got a sell really early in the piece. Just when this one shot up, I took the sell back down to here, and then I took another sell actually up here, literally to there.
Yeah.
It was just like I kept on missing. I didn't. Definitely wasn't aware enough to be here for the buys for there. That was the timing. I had a little bit of time just before the London Open to look, and then the next time I had was 10 o'clock, which lined up perfectly. So grab 2 sells, and then my mother was here. And it was busy. And then on NAS though later I got some of the buys.
Was that courtesy of the indicator?
It was courtesy of the indicator. That's right.
Yeah, nice trade. You look at yesterday's action, you think, how can you make money out of shorting yesterday? But you get enough to do that.
It's funny that, isn't
In
it?
and out.
Well, yeah, if you miss the buy, this is the problem. If price moves up and you're looking for buys, it just doesn't make sense to look for buys. And I knew I didn't have time to wait for it to pull back. So the next option was to take the pullback, and it was it's all where go on.
I think you need to start sending us some signals when you exit those trades, and we can climb in for the reverse long.
I did. I put the trade on here.
Yeah, you need to tell us when you get out. I want to reverse trade that point.
It was in here. So I put. Oh no, that's the Austin's one.
Well, that was a nice one, yeah.
Yeah, this was sells, and then later on, put it in. Like that was I was looking the divergence. I'll show you the zone, and it comes down to the zones, doesn't it? In the end of the day, and then I popped it in here. That was exactly where it ended. That was the levels the same, straight down to here. Because this was the traffic, right? This was where price had left from, where the move started from. Whoops, meant to be an arrow from here to push up. Now, nothing works if you don't have the zones, really. And if we look at over to the left, so where was that one? That was here, where you've got this Asia high, and then you've got the New York high. So I was like, well, if anything happens inside of this zone, then it's on. So that was where it happened from, inside of. Anyway, I got some stuff to show you as well. Is Dan here? Yeah, he's here. Dan the man put me onto it. So over here, this is where price pushed up. Here's the liquidity candle. Because what I'm seeing is unless we get that like where it pushes up and it's overbought, but if it stays overbought for a while, like it started being overbought on that candle, which isn't the candle I'm too keen on, and then it was overbought on that one, and then it was overbought on that one, and then once like this one's arguably one, but when it's starting to be overbought like so, and it's just hitting the zone, what I'm getting more keen to look for is just waiting for like go switch down the time frame and then just wait to see when that divergence appears. And we saw the divergence really, really nice, where it was drifting higher, and then from the little red ones, it was just starting to flatten out. So to me, I did jump in on that one. I did go a little bit higher, and then it just went down. And this is the kind of trade that Glenn's looking for gold right now, is that you got the clean candles, and then if it breaks through, it'll go down. But Glenn's just in here somewhere for gold. But it's the same setup, just a reversion to the mean. So yeah, man, happy days. So yesterday was really happy with yesterday. Really happy with I didn't trade very much. It was 3 trades, and just for so that I wasn't so caught up in it. They weren't that like higher risk or anything like that either. Like pretty low, so I could just completely switch off from them and just let it do its thing. So, but pretty happy. All right, so let's have a look. So we didn't catch up yesterday. Where's Tom? He's not here, but thank you very much for him putting the stream up. We had interest rates. So they cut as they were widely expected to cut. I actually haven't caught up. I've been so Mum was here all the way until I walked home to a hotel. But I didn't see any comments from the press conference. But them cutting, I imagine that it was just more easing. So that's why equities have been up. But when you've got Asia session up, Euro session up, London session up, and then New York sort of goes up at the start, it's pretty unlikely that we close up here. So we saw New York correct and then sort of just drift, which made a lot of sense. But now that they pumped, there's always the danger of the dump today for Friday. Core retail sales in the US came out. They're widely expected to see a good bounce because it's this month these months regularly quite strong with Halloween, Thanksgiving, all that stuff around the corner. So a lot of like pre-shopping gets done. So seasonally, these months are quite strong. And then as the cost of everything's still going up, so they were expected to print some good numbers. I'll just refresh because I realized it's not up to date. So they absolutely crushed it. So when retail sales comes out strong, seasonally strong as well, this gives a boost. I know it gives a boost to the US dollar. It signals to the Fed as well that kind of locks in 0.25% as the cut, not 0.5% cut as some were hoping. But then also it helps stocks as well because it shows the consumer's still strong. So that's why like US dollar was all right. Gold flew, stocks flew. Unemployment now it came in line with expectations. So we yet to see what the fallout is from the hurricane that came through. Whether that will lead to an uptick in unemployment, but I think even if we did see a higher number, I think they would have discounted that with just the things like the storms and disruptions that they've had. Then I don't really know what happened in the New York session. I really didn't even have time to read the market wraps. Anyway, today, look at that. Pound posted some strong gains there. What's happening in Poundland? I saw my alert go off for Pound Swiss. That was my target from remember the trade that I had in ages ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, bastard.
I ran that on a demo account. It made thousands, man.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Took 3 guys to get in there.
Yeah, it was a prick, man, the way that was moving. Anyway, it bounced off this zone pretty nicely. And
How long? That was last week sometime where we were looking at that. It wasn't that long. Yeah?
It was when I was in Portugal. So like...
So 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, like that moved down. So was in the buy here like over 2 weeks ago. I was in the buy when this dropped down, and it was looking all good. And then the Guardian ran that report interview with Governor Bailey from the Bank of England, and this move. Remember, I was saying that this just absolutely did not make sense because he's saying, we'll cut aggressively if inflation keeps coming down. Or no, we'll cut actively if inflation keeps on coming down. And it was like, of course you're going to say that. Like, what you're going to not say that? You're going to say if inflation keeps coming down, we're not going to cut rates. So sure, of course, people want rates to be cut because of how much it costs for like their mortgage repayments and everything. So this move, I was really suspicious on. Really annoyed me that it moved like that in such a strong move down. Like it stopped me out. Then got back in the next day, like over here, and then price pushed up, and then that one actually came back and broke me even again, and then got back in. And this time I just left it. I just left the stop loss where it was. So swing trade, I was going to leave it. So the entry third time was here. A break even, a loss, then a break even, and then just sitting through this for 11 days. Yeah, whatever, not trading days, but 11 days since the entry. Finally got to the target on the back of that news. I'm looking for it to get to the blue line now, but that was at least to get back up to this area. Glad he held on to it, mate, but that was a punish, that trade. All right, so today we don't really have any news. So that's it's a little bit of a concern. We didn't have any earnings. Did you remember I was saying on Tuesday about AMSL? Yeah, ASML. How they were meant to report their earnings, but the earnings, that the date was wrong. Do you guys vaguely remember me saying about that. That was like they released their earnings or released their forecasting, and they've been reducing their forecasts a lot so that they sort of creep over the line.
Yeah.
I read it. I was like, well, that doesn't make sense because they actually meant to release their earnings on the day after. You know what happened? They accidentally released it a day early.
Yeah, sure.
No, it actually was a solid mistake. So they released it and it was bad. And then when their CEOs got asked about it, they're like, "Oh, wait a second, you're not really meant to know about that." somehow I got leaked. That sparked that sell-off on Nvidia on that day, because like it showed like chip demand wasn't as strong as they thought. Anyway, it's well recovered since then. So that was yesterday. TSMC. Sorry. I really don't know what came with the result of that. We don't really have anything today. So it all starts next week. SAP Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday we don't have much. Wednesday Tesla, Thursday Amazon, and Friday. Wait, where's Google? Google's meant to be here. Have they changed it? Oh, Google's on the 29th. Anyway, next 2 weeks are very, very busy. Google, Microsoft, Meta, Apple. Yeah. Next 2 weeks going to be fire. All right. Let's look at German. What are you guys looking for? Buys or sells before I look at it?
Buys.
Buys.
I wanna pull back to the 15-minute imbalance. I'll take the buy there.
What happened here?
Just opened and dropped. That's what I'm looking for.
It's 100 pips
Yeah, massive.
at 1 o'clock.
Just click that. Just completely switch that.
It's almost as big as yesterday's London session.
Yeah, I don't get what happened here. Let's see. At 1 o'clock.
Nice retest of yesterday's open candle.
Mm.
Just reacted off that and pushing up again now.
Did everything drop? Was it Japan CPI? NAS?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it must have been a reaction to. Yeah, it was a reaction. It was all equities.
Everything. And gold
Gold
went the other.
Gold
Well,
did
that
the
was
opposite.
later.
No, gold did the opposite. Okay, so it must have been a reaction to the Japanese, because they did say they had all those comments the other day. Had all those comments from I have to go back ages to find it. I don't want to do that. But it was very much saying that they want to raise rates, but they were a bit light on the details of how. And he was just saying that if inflation can stay high, wages can continue to increase. This guy, Adachi, Bank of Japan Adachi, that basically like we don't have a set pace. It's all data dependent. So I guess that's good. That's good for them for potentially to be able to hike rates, because they've got a rate announcement coming up soon. So at 12:30 this morning, 30 minutes before they are open, they got some CPI came in better than their forecast, and then also overall with broad CPI came in line with their forecast. Not as good as their previous, right? Not as good as their previous, but at least it wasn't as bad as they thought. So that's probably led very quickly it faded that move out, but just the initial market reaction was straight down, but it's now been faded completely. So back to square one. It's annoying though, but that makes the Asian session a lot bigger than I'd like, and it came back down and already must have swept the MMG from this zone. Hey J-Man. So that does make the range a bit bigger now than we would like. All right. What else is here? Other headlines. So we've got spending pretty strong in the UK, spending strong in the US, China stimulating. Give a bit more details around how they're going to inject liquidity into the system. We've got still got the geopolitical fears, but maybe with the latest development with that Yahya Sinwar, maybe that cools the war down a little bit just for now. We've got the concern about whether the semiconductor chips. Robust earnings, so they did well. TSMC, that's good. Okay. Inflation to pick up for the rest of 2024. Euro cutting rates. I think any pullbacks, I think would be a good chance to buy. Just whether, I guess this is a new development about Japan. Yeah, but I think buys would make more sense. There's a lot more on if this is a scale, and we've got all the different themes that could weigh, that can tip these will be like bullish narratives, and these would be bearish narratives. Now there would be there's a huge case for bullish narratives to outweigh the bearish narratives, but it doesn't mean that there's no risk. That makes sense? Always got to look at all the narratives that are at play. But I do think the bullish narrative would hold more weight. And we've already had a sell-off. We've got liquidity just underneath here. It's got a bit of a trend line already. We're not quite oversold. I don't like that Asian range is so big. That annoys me a bit. Because we would love to take the Asian low. But let's see.
Now, I was looking at that Asian low, but don't you think that if you go up a time frame, there's those two bars look like they're sweeping the liquidity there already. I just don't know whether it's going to take them again.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's annoyed me that's so low down here.
Doesn't it mean that the liquidity is now at that next sort of level where you just before there's a reversal to the right there?
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Potentially. Yeah, reacted nicely from the London, so that was a sweep.
Otherwise, yesterday's Asian low has a nice accumulation there as well. have to drop a bit low though.
Yeah, that's a long way away. That's 100 pips away nearly. And this weekly candle as well is pretty big. But can we do the wick fill? Has the low already been put in? And does this candle now flip and we start filling this wick? Yeah, I kind of wouldn't mind waiting and seeing what London's going to do. If London's going to want to grab a good price themselves, or are they happy just to push up into this traffic? What have we got? We've got 2 minutes.
I think Asia's swept down and picked up liquidity to push up. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, you think it's going up?
Yeah, gold's got a nice little double bottom for longs, but I'm not really in my plan.
Yeah. I think London goes up to take at least that. I think at least if this is liquidity here, London takes that to complete the full reversal. That means that's 30 pips away. I'm not going to lie though, this candle makes it a little bit awkward for me. So maybe if London wants to attack that, but London just come down first before pushing up. So, I mean, it could have already done it. What's this last 3 minutes doing? Yeah, it might just go straight up from here. London might have already. London might have
that
got
15
in here.
minutes got a imbalance candle, but just in the beginning of Euro. Yeah, there.
Yeah. I'd like to see if it can come down to go up, but I do think London's probably in this trade already. And it just goes straight up there. We'll find out in 40 seconds. I need to log into my trading account anyway. When Mum was over, I had put a trade on. I'm like, oh, it's so distracting. And she's talking, and I'm looking at NAS to see what's happening. Yeah, I think it's going straight up. All right, here we go. All right. You guys in?
Yeah, I was already in.
That pullback was beautiful. Adam, you're in? Yeah, beautiful. Good one.
My target's a bit higher. I'm not sure what the price is, but that clean candle in New York.
Yeah, I'm targeting the top of the clean candle of Asia. But I'll take some off at Euro high. There we go. That's it. Easy peasy. Good to be back. Taking it off there. Some off there. I've got the runner running now. But pretty much got 5 pips from the low. So entry, my price got in was like here.
Can't every morning be like that?
I know, right? Would be done. What was it? 2 minutes 50 seconds. Just enough time as well.
So good.
Just taking the top of that news candle.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's good, man. That's really good. Oh, yes. Look at that.
Yeah, Naz has gone pretty good too. It's already. No, actually, no, it's not. Only got 6 pips.
Jeremy was the goods today.
My pip counter was off by a factor of 10.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot to mentally remove the decimal point.
All right. Just let it run now. That was it. Little wick down, grab the liquidity, straight up. Next stop, Asia high.
My price feed it's taken Asian one.
Just because I'm using Forex.com, what happens is that your feed probably starts later.
Like, mine's halfway up in New York, in the New York. I'm all the way up here on my feed. Sorry. That's not very good drawing. I'm just below this box.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm well and truly above all of this consolidation.
Huh. Load up more then.
There you go. A bit late now.
Yeah. All right. Here's the Asia high. So if you're not in this, don't jump in at the Asia high. Cool. All right. What I was gonna let's have a look. Yeah, this is. Oh wait, look. This is Pepperstone's feed. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, one similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's because this candle here starts down the bottom. UK time starts at 1:15, whereas Forex.com starts at 11. So you've got an extra 2 hours here.
Yeah, so all of this stuff. But well, even on I'm on what am I looking at? I'm not looking on I'm on my MT5, so I'm looking on the feed for Blackpool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they get their liquidity from, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it's quite a bit higher.
They've got their own one here.
I have filled just can you throw a
They've got-
15-minute chart on.
They've got their own one on here, Blackpool. See?
Oh, okay. Throw your 15 chart on.
Yeah.
I was off the stream when you were talking about the open. Were you potentially looking for a lower move? Sorry, for price to dig lower before it goes up, or were you expecting that little dip?
Just that little dip. So what I was sorry, Glenn, I'll just do this quickly.
Yeah, right.
So no, that's so good. That's so good. The Asia low, this move here made me a little bit concerned about how long the Asia low was. But then when price was so close to the top of this candle, and where the start of that move was, because we're so close to that, I was like, oh, it makes more sense to go up. Price had pushed up already from this structure. And do you remember, like we were talking about, like if you get a little move like in the 5-10 minutes before the London Open, like here, I thought that there was a good chance that London's already in. They just started early. So I was looking for it to go straight up, and when it wicked down here just a little bit, I thought that was lucky because I was really expecting it to be no bottom wick, just go straight up.
Yeah.
But I was comfortable with this being here, that this could be where my stop loss goes. And then just trade as close to that zone to go straight up, because I thought no matter what, this liquidity should be taken. It doesn't matter what London thinks. If London wants to take the high and then reject from here, but that's just such an easy when you've corrected so much of the move, like so, it makes sense for it to actually finish the job now.
Yep, thanks.
Oh, by the way, did you mean the 4-minute or 6-minute version of that song?
What did I mean? I don't know.
Those two.
I can't remember which.
I put the 6-minute on. Anyway, here it is.
The longer the better. It's a good song.
Sure. All right. Glenn, what were you saying? Sorry.
I was just letting you know where my price speed was at. So on the 15 and the 5-minute chart in that New York session, you've got this candle. I keep saying I've got the wrong drawing tool on.
Yeah, that's all right.
This candle here, we've already taken that wick on
Blackboard.
But we're well and truly above that now. We're up here. Well, we're kind of caught up now. We're up here now.
Yeah. Okay. Arbitrage. Arbitrage opportunity. Discrepancy between price feeds.
You think they could be short from Asian high at this point? Like it's done its little job to complete that Asian correction.
Yeah.
The indicator thinks so as well.
The 3-min or 4-min.
I mean, it's corrected the whole Asian move, so now I guess it can seek liquidity elsewhere if it doesn't have enough to keep going up.
Yeah, it could double dip. Because it was a clean move up, could come down to just like have a second batch of orders.
Is that like when you stick the chip in the source twice once you've eaten it the first time?
Yeah, you go back for the second one. You use the other chip to pick up the other chip with the sauce.
And then you got to dig out 2 chips with the I know. We don't want to talk about that.
Or you have that loose chip that keeps it breaking, so you just got to use your finger.
It's good to have you back, though.
I'm glad we're discussing all of the important issues of the day. That's why I'm here. I came back to bring
analysis. Improved dramatically.
I came back here to inject some seriousness back into the group, so I think things were getting a bit too boisterous, a bit too jovial.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect any more from a date, mate.
All right. Well, I guess this can lead us to the next topic then. Some of Dan's findings. So he had a really good observation, because this is like picking the indicator when it kind of is a bit of a reversal trade though, or this thing not a reversal trade, it's a reversion to the mean trade. So like when you get these like impulsive moves, it often will skew it so much that if it's hitting the level, like this came all the way down to the Tokyo fix, pretty amazing. Took out that was the Hong Kong gap as well, and it would have been the MMG, I would have thought. Oh, that's up here. Oh, okay, that's way high. Anyway, when it came down, yeah. So it is a reversion to the mean when it gets a little bit over. Did anyone catch that in Asia? I don't like it in Asia, but I'm looking for it to be in London. But Dan was talking about the TWAP as well, and just looking for it to get a little bit over, like just overdone. Standard deviations, looking at the second or third band. And when you've got a combination of second or third, sorry, let's just go back a day. Let's just have a look at it here. When we get that impulsive move, so
is that your VWAP indicator that I'm looking at?
Yeah, it's just the standard one.
Yep.
But you go and go to styles and then just add the other bands in.
That's right. Yep.
Yep. So when combination of the indie getting a little bit overbought, okay, or oversold, having moved X amount of pips, I'm not really interested in Asia session or pre-London too much, but when it gets when we get that impulsive move from London and it's moved enough that it's now at a session high or session low, so like this gray zone, right? And we've got it pressing up against the second standard deviation of the VWAP, and then we start getting price action. So price action plus standard deviation of the VWAP plus the impulsive move plus at a session high or low plus overbought. The odds are to get a trade, to at least move like, I'm just targeting 2-1 at the moment. If it's a divergence trade, then I'm actually playing around with a tighter stop loss. But what Dan was saying, too many Ds.
Don't bring me into it.
what he was
We're
looking
common,
as well,
mate. We're common.
Is to find its way back to the eventually find its way back to the VWAP. I've just been doing a 2-1 and looking at price action here, but it's actually not a bad little target to target back to the VWAP eventually. Like this little.
So the VWAP's just that middle line, is it? And
Yeah,
then
the
you
blue
got
one.
three bands above it are just something else.
Standard deviations of this
Oh,
line.
yeah, right. Okay.
So full
okay.
reversion to the mean, like I got pretty close to it. Reversion to the mean style trading. Just looking for overextension, looking for it to be at the session high low, looking for price action, looking for it to be overbought, showing momentum, stalling. It's not bad, eh? It's pretty hard to find times where it doesn't actually work out that well. Down here, a nice move of at least 60 pips. That moved 85 pips, and then looking at where that low corresponds to, it took out this New York low just over here to the left. See that? So it took out New York low, oversold, third standard deviation, bullish engulfing candle over here, and then it made its way back to. I know it dipped down a little bit lower, but gave another even better opportunity. That's the kind of candle I like. That liquidity candle, rather than that one's a little bit awkward, but still, stop loss 15 pips below the low, and make its way back up to the VWAP. or price action, like structure. So both you would have been, the target would have been similar. So we're gonna do that on Sunday for our study session, because I really like the way it's looking. Back over here, another day, Asia high, price pushed up, overbought, the move from the low to the high over 60 pips. The same sort of like bearish engulfing candle. Third standard deviation, make its way back to the VWAP. Beautiful.
Be cool to do some proper back testing and to see what the hit rate is.
Yeah, so we've got some. Thorsten was onto it. He put together a little strategy just to. He hasn't got the VWAP in it, but he's got just. He's just looking at the stochastic and the liquidity candle.
Oh.
And he did it. So he put it on. And that's not that one. It's just my charts keep on saving the wrong one. So he coded it up. Unfortunate thing about the strategy tester in TradingView is that because it's the 5-minute time frame, you can only go back. You can only get like 2 months sample data. So you've got to constantly like stack 2-month chunks together. So I'm gonna put it across 10 years or 5 years of data and like do the rigorous testing to see if there actually is an edge. Try add that VWAP in, but even just the stochastic over the last 2 months, I know the last 2 months has been really good. But it was, don't look at the number. The number here is too big. As in, I think it's just because there's issues with the TradingView strategy tester that the percent equity doesn't work, AUD doesn't work. So you got to put contracts. I'm not really sure what the size of the contracts equals. So don't look at that. Just look at there's only a small sample size in the last 2 months because you only got 2 months of data. But 75 profitable, great profit factor. Don't worry about that because that's just same as the net profit. Yeah, don't just look at the profit factor, percent profitable.
So that's just stochastic oversold plus pip movement. Is that what you're saying?
It's the stochastic in the way that in settings they've got it with the 4 of them, and then just looking for the liquidity candles. And once you get the liquidity candle, so for example, here's a trade it took
5 minutes.
So it pushed up. It did take that as the liquidity candle. It's got to move at least 80 pips before then it starts, because otherwise it'd pick up that as well, or pick up that one. Yeah. But it didn't move enough. But once price had moved enough away, it picked up that as a liquidity candle. Stop loss of 15 above the high. Entry on the close. Looking for a 2-to-1, but moving stops. Taking some profit at 1-to-1.
Yeah. And is it isolating the timing of when it takes the trades?
Yeah, it is. It's just here. See the little black dots. So it's only just taking the trades between this London session that we're looking at.
All right, but I suppose the fact that you're looking for significant moves before taking that's going to isolate the London and New York sessions anyway.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, but it's still just set. It's set not to even look at anything. It's just not even working in the New York session.
Yeah, I like it in New York actually.
Yeah.
The latter part of New York, it's been pretty good. When it moves, because Germany either dies or it gives you a nice big move at the end of New York.
Yeah.
The nice thing about taking a trade at the back end of New York is if you get it wrong, the damage is limited, because quite often it just moves along with no action for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely things to use it for. See the Asia high. Let's see how important it is to take something off there, or take the Asia high. Liquidity candle, Asia high, oversold, overbought. Not that the setting is going to work so much on the 3 minute. It's not designed for that, but still, there's a lot of crossover.
3 minute gave us a trigger on the indicator. Damn,
Yeah,
I missed it.
Yeah, I see that. The only thing with the VWAP is that it doesn't work on Forex.com charts. I don't know why, but see how it's got this little error here? I'm not sure why. So I'm having to flick.
Was it a Pepperstone chart that you had it up earlier?
Yeah, it works on Pepperstone chart. But yeah, pretty cool, huh? Pretty. Like, I really like this. I like the VWAP because it does add a little bit more mechanical system properties to the system, whereas like it actually gives a bit more of a defined target, and then it also can just provide that little bit more patience whether we are actually getting truly into that sort of upper or lower regions of an impulsive move. It's not going to like eliminate losing trades. Like that should never be the goal, to eliminate losing trades. It should just be purely to give you an edge, and I think it really does add to the edge finder. Whereas not having it, there's been many times when I run through this, like I'll just go and just do like pick a month and just back test it, and simulate how I would do in live conditions. And it's those 5 minute candles that close like, how I was saying, that really awkward looking candle. Where was it? On the day before. It's the candles like these ones. These ones I got when it does give you a candle like that, I really like it. That's a beautiful candle. But this candle here, technically, like when you run through the simulation and you go through everything, and then it gets oversold and it gives you this and it's moved enough and it's at the low, like that candle is the one that throws me. It always throws me because it's not the candle I really like. I like this one. But this one here, also many times when I'm running through it and I'm reenacting what I'll do, I get this kind of candle and I always hesitate, always. And then I'm like, sometimes I'm not sure what to do. This time I did take this one, on Wednesday, but I didn't take it from the close. I took it when it pulled back. Whereas this one here, I still like it from the pull back, but I'm not comfortable taking a entry here and then having the stop loss 15 pips below the low, because now my stop loss is getting like pretty wide and it's hard for me to get a 1-to-1 or even a 2-to-1. Whereas if I waited for the pullback, which in this case I did, for me to get that 1-to-1, it put my, like, this is my target anyway. I wasn't looking for it to go past here. So it gave me, it was just a really nice trade. Whereas then when this one came up, remember this is the one that I gave it a go again. It was a divergence this time here. And this is the bastard, this one. Paul, you remember this one? We were talking about this. I got it on this one. And I was targeting a massive trade. And I moved once it moved up, I moved my stop up to like here. I took some profit because it was more than 1-to-1. Took some profit, moved my stop up, and the bloody thing took me out.
Yeah, that last candle in London, that one took me out.
That's the one that took you out. Yeah. So I jumped back into this
and
one.
then he moved immediately. It just went the whole way.
Yeah. I jumped back in this one, but my entry, I jumped back in it, but I got in like here when it moved up and it came back. I was like, no, I'm taking this one. But I just had a traditional stop loss then. We're actually buying. Went to the shops. We're picking up some like. It doesn't really matter, but we've got a birthday party this weekend, so we're trying to look through this like kids store for like a present. And I was like, I just can't. Not that I can't concentrate. I can't. I just got to set and forget it. So I was super distracted. Couldn't focus. I didn't want to focus on the charts because I was doing stuff. So I just said I'm just going to set it and leave it. And then that one ran all the way up to Tiger was like up here somewhere. Beautiful trade, but I was gutted to get stopped out here. But jumping back in, that was nice. But you see how the setup was perfect here. I mean, that's the one that gives me a question mark. That one there, beautiful. Just my trade management took me out on that one. Anywho, this is Dan's trade. So Asia high, take the entry, back to the VWAP. Cool.
I shut it just before the open because I thought, oh, well, what's going to happen in the open? But man, it gives me a lot of confidence. Like, for what it's worth, guys in the group, I'd like back tested 50 random days, and at 50 of the 50 random days, there was like, man, it was crazy. Like 45 winners, minimum 1-to-1. More often than not, back to the VWAP is like amazing. Like Hayden's indicator gave me the initial, and then as long as my zones were accurate, like zone was king.
Zone's key.
But
yeah. You've got to have that
key,
zone, right?
yeah, absolutely. And if it closed below that VWAP at the second or third deviation, it was almost like, I started to get a bit excited.
the danger. I mean, sorry. It's really nice when you can like the zones. It's not that hard, really. I mean, it is tricky, but if you just default to like session highs, session lows, you're more or less in the right spot. And then all the other elements of your trading, if you can make it more and more mechanical and take that decision, that discretion out as much as you can, it makes it easier to make decisions. And that's what I find. Like sometimes I have had a few more losing days than normal in the last like month. I think in the last like 2-3 weeks, I've had like 4 days like that I just lost on London Open, and I just wasn't able to like catch up in the New York session, or just I couldn't find like a good trade. And I was finding like when I was really having to concentrate, then like whenever I look back at those losing days, simply I just forced the trade. I knew that I was time poor. I was really keen to trade for some various reason to get the trade in, and all the trades I took were at the open, weren't really at a good zone. And it was like sometimes it's my own fault where I had my zones in the wrong area, so my compass was off. But I was trying to like find zones within sessions, and sometimes if I just looked and thought, I think some of the main ones were. I think you guys remember that one where I just lost like in like 20 seconds from the open when it just went straight down. Might have even been this day, whatever day it was. No, it was a Monday, wasn't it? It was this day here. When I took a long before the open, and it just stopped me out like 20 seconds, and I just didn't think it was going to get down to. I just didn't think it was going to get down to like the New York low. So I thought it'd be easier to go to the Asia high, and then so I took a loss, and then I actually got the winner from down here, but it was only just enough to make back. the losses that I took, and they were like, but those kind of threw me a bit. If I just was patient, waited for the session low, waited for like, I mean, we I kind of had the indicator on, but I was still testing it out. And if I simply waited for that, I would have been one trade done, and I would have been really, really happy. I wouldn't have made those errors here. I have made a few more errors in the past few weeks, but if I just waited for session highs and lows, and not try to get all cute with zones inside of sessions, I would have been absolutely fine. Anywho, so that was kind of when I'm distracted. That was the need for me to take some of that decision making out and just be a bit more patient with the trades, and that's what birthed this idea. But it's good that see how important it is to have more eyes on the project. Like, there's been a few of you guys that just given some really valuable observations that you've seen, whether it's New York session, whether like Dan, that the video is amazing. Paul, you pointed out some things in New York session. Thorsten's going to put it into the back test there and ask me a couple of questions that trigger some thoughts. Just really good to have that sort of teamwork with it.
Do you want us to do any back testing on this before Sunday, Hayden? We can carve it up if it's helpful.
Just write down if you've observed anything, and because we're going to spend some time on it on Sunday. I thought we'd just run through the whole simulation as well. We'll just pick a random point, run through it, talk about it a bit more. It's just going to explore, like, because I want to talk about the divergence entries as well. Maybe if you look at divergences and then look at like stop loss requirements. Yeah, just whatever comes. We're just exploring it, but at the moment, super, super, super good. Like, you saying something, Sarah? Was that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, no, that's all right. It's all right.
On mute. Sorry, I was talking to the dog.
Oh, good.
She said the indicator's giving us another short signal now.
Yeah. It needs to move though. It's only moved not even 60 pips yet.
Yeah. That's right.
Sorry, I disappeared for a bit. Yeah, I caught some of that short back down and closed it off somewhere around here. And then went and had some dinner. So lucky I closed it.
Yeah, good man. I mean, this, because I don't. This was the reaction to the Asia high. Appropriate reaction as a doesn't like there's a like a lot of times it's a high probability setup, but it's not a trend changer. It's simply just a release of gosh man, I'm all tied up. It's a release of liquidity at the Asia high. Yep, gives them a chance to pull back and then go again.
That was my target. If you just move a little bit left, you'll see it in New York.
Oh, this one.
Just that candle there, mate. That was that little consolidation. When we hit that and it took out this high at the same time, that was my entry.
Yeah, you need to do that. Like, it's really good when you can be comfortable with those kind of scalps, because if you did what you did, but you hesitate at taking that first touch, comes back and takes you out. So it's really a first touch kind of entry. Otherwise, if you hesitate and you get a bad price, it's hard for you to get enough room to be comfortable to say, look, I'm happy taking that as a profit. Otherwise, you get inverse risk reward. You start trying to do it, you need a whole bunch more winners than you take losers, and sometimes the volume at open can just, you start becoming take that cowboy trade, but it just keeps on going. But if you really target Asia high, New York liquidity, first time touch, clean candle up, reaction, come back down to retest the euro high, and then it's just good in that trend, but you're just picking the top, the correction point, which makes sense because it's at a logical level.
I just trailed the stop and then eventually the stop loss got hit. So
Sure.
I didn't know where it would react off of. But
So
yeah,
this
just
is
saw
a
that.
this is a zone above us. Like I'm not sure if it's actually, I think it's that where price has gone, moved up into the zone, sat on it, came back up, closed below it, retested it, and dropped. So this is a supply zone. But we've got a little mini level in here, and there'll be no doubt a mini level here, and then we've got another just a top where some, like these three here liquidity points, but ultimately this is the bigger area of supply that's up here. So we'll see what it does as it makes its way up. I'll just chuck on. It's going to be annoying going. I really don't want to go back to the Pepperstone charts, but the VWAP doesn't work on anything else. I'll leave the VWAP off, but what I've done, Dan, you can actually, did you go add alert? And you can actually change it so it's for the upper bands as well. But I'll leave it on Forex.com charts because they're a bit nicer to look at. And just a reminder, the low to high currently is only, it's just gone 60 pips. Oh, we can do that. We can actually put it on here, eh?
It already looks like a small amount of divergence if you get on 2 minutes or something as well.
Right.
I don't know if it's significant enough.
There we go. Put the little numbers back on. 3 minutes. Looking at the blue one.
Oh, you're looking at blue.
Yeah. Blue or the red. Or the red.
Yeah.
It's a little bit high. It's a little bit not divergency.
It's not divergency enough.
It's a little bit not pregnant.
I actually like the data a little bit higher. 19.05.
You're a bit hard to hear. 19.6 what?
05.
3.5.
So 19.605.
Oh, 6.05.
So I got a call.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like it to go a bit higher first.
No, play out. Okay. Play out.
Gold's falling.
Oh yeah. You holding that one still?
I caught some of it. No. I bloody got stopped out and it went up 5 pips.
See that.
Okay.
Wait, where are you?
Yeah.
I just think about
I did get another entry, but I only scored about 12 pips, I think.
Oh yeah.
Open. Yeah, we got another 10 pips and pull back. That's right. Not too bad. I'm going to shoot early. Got to go pick Nate up from work. So hold on. We'll catch us on Monday.
Sound, mate.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Cheers, Glenn. Have a good weekend.
You too, mate.
This that gold area is X-rays buy zone.
Is it?
No, he's looking
Yeah.
low.
No. He said, look it on the 50-minute. He's looking at the wick of that candle.
Buy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Because his better buy zone, I think he said, was at the bottom of the Asian session.
No. Yeah. But I just asked him. He just sent me a pic of his
Oh, okay. So
his session zones.
A gold pick.
It's not a bad area, but I don't know how much higher it's going to go.
It's worth a shot.
Maybe a retest of that top area before New York pulls back.
this looks too mid zone for me. I don't know. I find those hard to read.
It's at 6:05 German.
All right, quick action stations, battle stations.
It's like a little. Yeah, I want to see it push up, make a divergence or something.
But I want to see it very divergency before I do anything. You got London.
There's a
London
nice
high
little
in
5
New York.
minute imbalance in that area.
So
In
man.
the supply area you drew.
Oh yeah, it is. What are you saying, Dave?
Oh, just session highs and lows. There's a like London high and New York 50%.
Oh yeah. The 50% is right there as well.
Yeah.
Of New York.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't mind this area.
Yeah. As soon as we start getting above here, if it starts showing weakness, then
Yeah.
could be on for a little pullback.
I guess look for that. Look for that rejection candle.
Yeah, it's starting to get up there.
Yeah.
Higher it goes, the easier it is. So I really wouldn't mind if it just starts pumping for a bit. Any
The divergence on the 1 minute's like completely flattened all the way up.
What's it like on the 15-second?
Well, I usually only look at the 7 second, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, first 45-minute candle. Oh no, sorry. 45-minute doesn't start at 8. Oh, look at the 4-minute. It's all right. I wanted to go a little higher. This is like that little fair value gap as well between these wicks. So probably gives it enough just to give it a little reaction. Hopefully it just doesn't crater, but
I hope it does. I'm in.
oh, you in it, are you?
Popped up above my trend line and dropped back down, and I go in.
Sure.
How big's your stop, though?
Half a point. I kind of just did it impulsively, and I think I put a pretty wide stop. I think it's about 19 points or something, which is it wasn't what I intended, because the zone I'm in, it's going to pop up above that zone, then it's gone anyway. So I was going to make a pretty tight stop.
I just think this is the issue here is where this was the high from yesterday's London, and we've got a 5-minute close above that already. It doesn't seem logical that London's going to just get at a high from yesterday and reverse again. Actually, but London would have been, because that first part of New York is also London trading session now.
Not sure if it's got the liquidity to go thundering north, makes sense to me that it might at least do a pullback from here.
It's looking good so far. I mean, you would have got enough risk out of that trade.
Yeah, I like that current price action actually.
Hopefully it works out. It's not for me, but hopefully it works out. 4 minute looks good.
Why don't you like it, Haydos? It's just the divergence factor.
No, it's just not where I want to take a trade from. I'd prefer it to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Plus, I've still got the runner running from the buy, so I'm not too comfortable trading against it just yet. Yeah, I really would like it to be around 100 pips movement. I'd feel more comfortable then for a pullback, which would put it up in this supply zone. Or like the way it's grinding as well, it is nicer when you get some clean candles for that move back down, like over here, those clean candles up, and then had like at least like gave me a clear target. Like I don't know where my target would be for this.
Yeah.
Where's your runner's target? Is it at that?
Runner.
Yeah. He has no target. You're just going to give him water.
No, it was like I just said it as by default it was 100 pips, so it's kind of roughly in this area as well. See that guy that ran 1600 Ks in 10 days?
No.
It's from like central New South Wales.
Didn't he have to change shoe sizes 3 times because his feet had swollen so much or something?
Oh, he looked bad, man. He looked horrible by the.
Who is it? Is it that Ned Brock guy from Bondi?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I showed him
He's a
waking
nice
up.
guy, that chap.
Yeah, it looked like it was falling apart.
He ran from, didn't he run from like Perth to Melbourne last year or something?
Sure, you got
Or
something better
Perth
to
to
do.
he did Perth to Sydney via Melbourne or something ridiculous like that.
Gosh, he's like the Forrest Gump, isn't he? Just keep running. Raised a ton of money for charities, which is good to see. Good to see him get like exposure. Hey, a lot of these people I reckon do these things. And imagine like you start and like it just doesn't catch on. And you get to the end and like you've raised, like you've done it, but you didn't really raise as much as you'd like to have done.
You know, like charity, like $3. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend once said, and she was into that kind of just stuff. She decided to bicycle from Sydney to Byron Bay when she was like 19. Just camped on the side of the road. Just told her family that she was doing it. No charity, nothing. Just decided she wanted to see if she can cycle there. Tried to cycle as well to Perth. Got halfway, then it was too far. But still, even halfway is that's a long way.
Yeah, we rode to Canberra the other day, or about a couple of months ago now. But one of my mates who lives up in Goldie,
Yeah.
his mom passed away from cancer, and he was raising money for research, and he rode from Goldie to Sydney, then joined us, rode from Sydney to Canberra, and then we had you know that I forget the name. Is it Mount Ainslie? That climb just outside. Yeah, it's we had a King of the Mountain challenge. And the guy took the laurels on that as well. Unbelievable cyclist, just put us all to bed. Yeah,
must be dope.
but it was a big ride. I mean, it was a massive effort riding Sydney to Canberra, and he pitched up with a small backpack, having spent 3 days riding from Goldie down to Sydney. And he reckons he stopped somewhere about halfway along there. He stopped at a Macca's to get some food, and some Aboriginal kids stole his bike and made off with it. So he's having to chase them down the road in his cleats, and they've got everything that he owns. He's got no other means of transport, and some of the locals helped him chase after him and get his bike back. Got back on and carried on as well.
Adversity, huh? I think we spoke about. Do you see that show Icarus?
Is that the Matt Damon one?
No, it's a doco about the doping in the Olympics, and how a guy tried to do some. He found one of the doctors that was involved in the Russian doping scandal, and got him to write him up a doping program to see if he could like compete with like an amateur cycling race through France. And he said even when he was like, and he was a good cyclist, even when he was like fully doped up, he couldn't keep up with the top guys. And then the doctor was like, yes, but there's levels to this thing. Your level that you're on, even though it's like very extreme, is like that's like the first floor. Like when you walk into the lobby, these guys are at like 5th floor, 6th floor.
But his performance was like materially better.
Yeah, he did. He definitely, and his recovery was. I mean, it was unfortunate in the race where he got like a flat tire and he had some like mechanical problems, and he like so that put him down. And I think he fell on one of the legs as well. But then it went to like how the Russian guy got. It all sort of blew up during the documentary, and the guy had to like escape Russia and got put in, like started working with the FBI or whatever to uncover some documents. Pretty good show. All right, we're at the supply zone now. Now I'll be pretty keen for take a sell. but just going to see if we get some divergence first. Otherwise, we can just rip straight through this. Well, that's nearly 100 pips. So my runner.
A trade low of the day.
Runner's got a little bit further. It's 10 pips away. Just because the entry wasn't quite the low. The low I got about here. So I needed to get. If I go for, I don't really want to. Don't want to close it. I'm going to close it. Because I want to look for
I was going to say, I'm still holding full. I'm going to close.
Oh, you're holding full. Holy.
Yeah, I got in much later though. I got in on that pullback, but I got in right at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was looking for a pullback off the open to get in.
Okay. So, liquidity candle or divergence? And I'll go for it. But that's a good little zone. Even a cowboy trade here would be suitable to get your risk out if it's a cowboy trade. Anyone take a cowboy trade? I'm sure there's someone that do a cowboy trade. Who was it? Who took the cowboy trade? But paper, I'll put on paper, okay.
I might have put a cowboy trade on.
Oh, yeah.
Might have. Just maybe.
Just a little maybe.
Well, cowboy just overblows it too much, you know. There's got to be
It's not
some
really a cowboy. It's a planned cowboy trade.
Well, it's just riding out onto the prairie to have a look around.
Yeah, it's suitable for a quick shoot from the hip shot.
This is what happened to me on Alpha a while ago. If you look now, there's some like rubbish Euro news, like low and medium stuff. But it's now at 9 a.m. UK.
Current account.
And yeah. And I was trading my stop and the trade was in profit. And I had it like now, it kind of took the stop. So it was like $1,000 or whatever. But they soft breached the account saying that I closed an entry over the news.
But which one was it? Balance of trade?
No, it was a similar. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Okay.
So I was looking for it, but it was one of these insignificant, low and medium folded news items, just things that you normally ignore.
Yeah.
And they had no reaction on the market. And this was after I had that conversation with the guy. Remember, I told you where he said, if it hits your stop, then there's no. You can stop breach as many times as you like. Don't worry about it. But the trick is if your stop is in profit, then it's like hitting TP.
Oh, oh yeah, I didn't even thought about that actually.
I just said to Mike, how do you trade? I mean, you're telling me that those rules are there to manage risk, but when I try to manage the risk appropriately, then you discount the effort that I've made.
Yeah, but this balance of trade is this trade balance. I don't think it's current account. Current account isn't on here.
No, but it's but they up above they tell you, they say you've got to look at all sources of news. It's not only those ones, and there may be more. So basically what happens is if there is a news item of any type and you close the trade and it's in profit, they take it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so
So you just gotta
really,
wait
you've
for
got to make sure
until
that
this
there's no
happens.
speeches are on, and all these news will come out either like sometimes they're a strange number, but usually it's on the hour or at the 30 minutes. So it's got to
Yeah.
make like that. That's one little. This one's at 1:15, but like even if it's 1:15, apart from speeches, just making sure it's like either like kind of like this onwards, and then like these are your windows
Yeah.
to avoid.
Well,
So once you get used
I mean,
to
the
it,
only way to
it's
do
cool.
it is to trade with most. You take your TP out and you close it manually in
Yeah,
those
that's the
times.
thing. Yeah. Just don't have a stop loss. Don't have a take profit, just in case. But you got to be switched on, then or ready to close it. You just don't want to let that news. Oh, it's dangerous. I guess it's all these things just make it more difficult. And then they close the. You see that they closed the Discord. So you can't like just. You got to register yourself.
Yeah, bunch of pricks, man. And then he says, "No, there's no hidden rules." So I said, "Okay, well, send me a list of your rules then. I just want to see
No,
like
they're
one
hidden.
page where all the
I
rules
couldn't
are."
find them. They're hidden.
No,
Yeah.
I've already given that to you. I said, "Rubbish, man. You send me a link to some FAQs on your website."
Yeah. Looking good, boys. The cowboy trade's going well. Overbought, hit that supply
awesome.
area, reaction. Very nice. Looking good, man. So yeah, the clean candles make it a lot easier for that pullback. It's almost necessary as well. Clean candles up, clean candle down. All right. It's not easy to spot, but this was where that red top is, and this is where the red tops are. So that's divergence as well. It's not great though. I would have preferred it to be somewhere in here. Let me just go turn the lights off. It's not so dark anymore. What's gold doing? Gold looks like it's dead. Nas has moved 39 pips. US 30 is doing alright. About to hit the Asia high. Still haven't got a liquidity candle. So still waiting. Not perfectly happy with that divergence, but it is starting to get divergence. How do you guys end up there for the week? You guys going to the weekend all right? That's not a good sign. Oh, I've been on mute the whole time.
Did you say anything really important?
No, it wasn't really important. I was just asking if you guys had general how your weeks generally had been, and there was just radio silence. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good. But
Guys,
yeah,
you-
yeah,
I haven't been trading. Well, out of the game.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let me know if you need to chat.
Yeah, oh man, since I spoke to you last, you wouldn't even believe. Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay,
It's just-
yeah. Let's chat.
intense. So, yeah. Right now, there is a meeting going on with like 10 executives at CBA and my friend in Perth.
Yeah,
And like the biggest guy in CBA is basically like, what the fuck is going on? Like, just, I think, yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, it's interesting times. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. It's sucks, man.
and my friend even called Channel 7, so they're there as well.
Oh really? Holy.
Yeah. And then like called the ombudsman, called like reported the bank to the AFCA and called his lawyer, and like it's this insane situation. And, it's like this is like banking royal commission shit, you know, like bank trying to destroy someone,
Right.
you know, amongst other things.
You wouldn't put it past the banks to do that.
Oh man, like they are like the behavior is disgusting. Like CBA is just like throwing their own employees under the bus, like just oh she should never have told you that we're going to sack her because she shouldn't have done. Like they're just every way they can to
Save themselves.
not take any responsibility.
Yeah.
Just and they were like obfuscating. Like, can I see a statement of my account? No, sorry, we can't do that. Like, can I know? Like, can't just playing games and
Yeah.
screwing with people's lives,
Making
like,
it really difficult.
Yeah.
You're not recording it, Helen?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah, right.
I wanted to tell you something, but I'll wait if it's on
Yeah,
YouTube.
wait. Yeah, we'll take it off. Yeah.
The price is still hesitating in this kind of zone, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I'm liking the way it's starting to develop.
So if you've got divergence there, how tight, how comfortable is a tight stop loss?
Just a bit above. Just a bit above the high.
Couple of pips.
Yeah, a couple of pips. It's not divergence yet, though. It's almost like a HCS we want. Or like a very clear one. Like it's not super clear. Like I don't. Let me go to the 5s. I'm on the 4 minutes. I don't particularly like using that swing and then this and then using this one. I do want to see like a little bit more sharper where price is going up, but this is going down. Because this could just be waiting. Like I've got no doubt that this was supply right here. That this is supply from here. So it's finding that reaction, but how much force is coming up as well. So divergence is completed and confirmed when you break a structure, like a support. So at the moment, it's just like building that pressure. So who knows if it's going to pop or is it going to break underneath? When I go down to the 3 minutes, even the 3 minutes, it's not really that clear. It's creating like a little bit of, it's just gathering itself underneath here. So it's having like nice reactions, like little 10, 15, 20 pip reactions from the zone. But it's not convincing which way it's going yet. The trend is still very much up, and there's been no real damage to these lows just yet. And this is a little bit like if we go back, just hopefully it doesn't move when we move here. But we look at this. Let me go back here. You see how like this is quite clearly where price went lower and price went higher, like on the here. That's what I'm looking for. This one here, if it worked out, it's not one that I'd be devastated about missing. But if it didn't work out and I took it, I'd feel like I forced it. You know what I mean?
You might still get it. It hasn't taken the high of the 15 minutes yet.
Oh yeah, this is where I think it's good to be waiting specifically for something, because it's executing patience then as well.
They also just said also looking at the high time frame, like 15 minutes, and dipping up at one and then still pushing up.
Yeah,
Definitely not bearish at all, is it?
But it's hesitating for so long, and it's moved 100 pips. That's the other thing that's good. It moved 100 pips. It's 9:15, so it's getting close. Like, how much more can it keep on going? Like the chances are of it going higher. Like, it still can go higher. Absolutely, we've had big sessions, but it doesn't often go like. When it gets up to 100, it's starting to get a bit more potential for down than up moves.
Yeah. Maybe just a sweep of those highs it's been making. I'm trying to do now.
I mean, if it pushed up all the way up to here, like if it broke through and then just started trending here, I'd say there's going to be a great opportunity for a sell between now and New York. Or are we starting to get some rejections from here to retest like 50% of London, which would put it around pretty appropriate area to come back for. And then, I mean, if Dan's theory works out, come back to the VWAP. The VWAP would also rise as well. But targeting back down here, I think, would be out of the question for just a London pullback. Oh, Jay, great week, up 3%. Touching just the passing the bell. Awesome, man. Really good. Okay, come on. NAS is still forcing itself up. This is a good little zone where it's getting to now. Bit of supply here. Led to an impulsive drop coming up into that area. Not quite overbought, but it's only a matter of time for that hour gets in there as well. Maybe you can look for a reaction for NAS as well, just to come back, maybe retest the Asia high. Seeing as Asia high hasn't been retested once yet. Just once it broke through, hasn't been retested. US 30 has taken the high. It's having a reaction. Yeah, if it pushed up, if price pushed up, and we got the divergence on this one, I wouldn't mind targeting something like taking that New York high, target back down, something like this, like so. I could get around that. NAS. Oh, I've got to remove that alert. That alert is the old settings.
I have to start working. Well, when are you going to stop?
I'll stop soon then.
So there's no point of me bringing the computer here and then go there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, stop soon. Okay, NAS is having that reaction already from that zone just now. Not overbought yet though.
Like Germans pushing to take those little highs.
Cool. Cool. Once it gets, it'd be nice if it drags that up to 100 pips. See what it does now once it's inside of here. I imagine it will have a reaction, some sort of reaction. Anyway, I'm gonna have to gonna have to scoot. Look after Maddie now. It's getting close to time. She's up. So keep an eye on this one. Now we're going to the supply zone. You know what to look for. NAS, I'm going to keep my eye on that one as well. To see what it does inside of here. Just needs a little bit more for it to go up. And US 30, I would like to see what it does at New York high. All right. In like maybe not New York high, but like, you know, oh come on, this area between the candle's body where the sharp move came down. Whatever happened right there, there's probably liquidity sitting just in this area, so we could see a reaction from this zone. It'll be getting pretty stretched at that point. Not really looking for like, I don't think it's going to. Well, not really. Actually, I couldn't care less if it's going to be a bearish day or not, or just a bullish day or not. I'm just looking for a reaction. So whether the reaction is enough, just make sure you get your risk out, because shorting the stock market, very, very, very difficult. So look, make sure you take the risk out. If you get a good move, don't let it come back on you if it's gone a good amount into profit. Okay. Yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend now. I'll see my guys. I'll see you on Sunday, all right? Be around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock UK time. Cool. Have a good rest of your session. There's no real news though today, so be careful. Make sure there's no like real catalyst to time for. So yeah, just make sure you have a good weekend. Make sure you don't like do anything to your account. If you've had a bad week, don't try chase. You can just make your weekend worse. If you've had a good week, don't give it back. Make sure you have a good weekend. Oh, I was on mute again. Fuck. Sorry, Sarah came out.
We were wondering where you gone. Like,
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking up and on mute. I forgot to unmute. Bloody hell, man. All right. I was saying that it's dangerous to short the stock market. So whilst it can go up a ton, if it does, like it's getting to a level like it's pretty stretched up here. So I would treat any pullback as simply a pullback until it breaks like proper structure. I'm not really confident that it would be a bearish day or anything, just with the amount of stuff going on. But you know, surprises can happen. There's no catalyst to work towards. So be super careful. If you get into any shorts, make sure you take the risk out, and then who knows where it can go. If you've had a bad week, I was saying don't try chase, because it could just make things worse. But if you're having a good week as well, don't do anything like to give anything back to make your weekend bad. So on that, what I'll do is I'll see you on Sunday. I'm not sure if you heard that, but around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock UK time. I'll put it in the Discord. But it should be a pretty fun weekend.
Are you gonna take that,
forward.
Hayden? I can't make Sunday morning.
Yeah, it'll be recorded for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. But I'm looking for German just to see what kind of reaction we get from here. NAS, seeing what reaction we get from inside of this little zone. And US 30, I'm looking to see what kind of reaction we get from this high that led to that drop for London. So any sort of pullbacks, looking for it just to simply be a pullback, not looking for it to be the high of the day, but it might be the high of the day. So that's why I'll leave a runner. You never know. All right. Take care, guys. Wish you the best, and I'll see you guys on the weekend.
Thanks very much, Hayden.
Thanks, Hayden. Cheers on that.
See ya.
Bye.
Nice.